Grandma Climbs a Tree, written by Ruskin Bond. My mother was a genius. You would like to know why? Because she could climb trees, spreading or high. She would be up the branches in a trice, and mind you, when she last climbed a tree, she was 62. Ever since childhood, she would had this gift for being happier in a tree than in a lift. And though years went by, she would be told that climbing trees should stop when one grew old. And growing old should be gone about gracefully. She would laugh and say, "Well, I'll grow disgracefully." I can do it better, and we have to agree, for in all the garden there wasn't a tree. She hadn't been up at one time or another, having learned to climb from a loving brother. When she was 6, it was feared by all that one day she would have a terrible fall. The outcome was different. While we were in town, she climbed a tree and couldn't come down. After the rescue, the doctor took Granny's temperature and said, "I strongly recommend a quiet week in bed." We sighed with relief and tucked her up well. Poor Granny, for her it was like a brief season in hell, confined to her bedroom, while every breeze whispered of summer and dancing leaves. But she had held her peace till she felt stronger. Then she sat up and said, "I'll lie here no longer." And she called for my father and told him, undaunted, that a house in a treetop was what she now wanted. My dad knew his duties. He said, "That's all right, you will have what you want, dear. I'll start work tonight." With my expert assistance, he soon finished the chore, made a tree house with windows and a door. So Granny moved up, and now every day I climb to her room with glasses and tray. She sits there in state and drinks sherry with me, upholding her right to reside in a tree. Now let us discuss about the poem Grandma Climbs a Tree. The poem Grandma Climbs a Tree is about the gratitude, that is the loyalty of a son towards a parent, and his grandma's genius quality of climbing trees. There are two important factors that support the poet's father's loyalty towards her mother. They are, he didn't force her not to climb the trees, and the poet's father fulfilled his mom's wish by building the tree house. In this poem, Ruskin Bond describes his granny's love for trees. The poet describes his granny by calling her genius, as she could climb any type of tree easily. She had learned it from her loving brother when she was 6, and she had been climbing trees since then. As she grew old, she was advised not to climb trees, as it looked disgraceful. However, she didn't pay heed to his advice. It was feared that one day she would fall, but she never fell. However, one day, when she was alone at home, she climbed a tree but couldn't come down. She was rescued from the treetop. After that, she fell ill. The doctor was called. He took her temperature and advised her bed rest for a week. Everyone felt relieved, as this would curb Granny's tree climbing. Quite contrary to everyone's expectation, the granny grew miserable lying on the bed. Obviously, she was missing tree climbing. She sat up on her bed and declared she would not be confined to bed any longer. She called the poet's father, asked him to have a house built for her in the treetop. The dutiful dad did the granny's wish. With the poet's help, he built a beautiful treetop house for the granny. So Granny moved into the treetop house. The poet took her meal up the treetop house. She had a wonderful time living in the treetop house. Thank you for watching Grandma Climbs a Tree.